Chain Chomp is back with another pinball game, this time video pinball for your Atari 2600, with label art that reminds me of the Sesame Street pinball counting song. Let's go ahead and take video pinball, pop it in my Atari 7800 Pro system, and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Video Pinball was published by Atari and carries a copyright year of 1980. It was programmed by Bob Smith, who may have the most generic name ever for a programmer. He also programmed the 2600 version of Dragonfire, which I reviewed way back in episode 244. Atari also previously released an arcade game and a dedicated direct-to-TV unit with the names Video Pinball, but they all are unique enough to stand as different games that happen to share the same name. The manual focuses on the fact that you can now play pinball at home, saying, and I quote, "How many of you out there have always longed to be a pinball wizard? It's a good bet that some of the places you had to go to play a game of pinball weren't the most comfortable for you. Well, relax. Since you were wise enough to invest in this Atari Video Pinball game program, you'll never have to worry about being at places with that kind of unsavory atmosphere again." The manual states this due to the fact that pinball was once viewed as an immoral game, tied to gambling, outlawed in some areas, and often found in less than family-friendly locations. Video pinball is for 1 or 2 players alternating, and has variations where either the bumper values are saved or get reset when you lose a ball. You can increase the difficulty of the game by placing the difficulty switch in the A position, which will add 2 drain holes to the bottom of the playfield. In Video Pinball, you get 3 balls. When a round starts, you press up and down to set the plunger and the button to launch the ball. Once the ball is in play, you can press left to activate the left flipper, right to activate the right flipper, and up to activate both flippers. You can also nudge the ball to the left or right by holding down the button while pushing the joystick to the left or right. However, if you hold down the button too long, you will tilt and be unable to operate the flippers until the next ball. There are several scoring opportunities on the table. You get 1 whole point every time you hit the spinner on the left or right. When you hit one of the 3 main bumpers, you get 100 times the bumper value shown in the middle. Hitting one of the 3 corn checks drop targets on the top will get you 100 points each, and clearing all 3 will increase the bumper values by 1, with a maximum potential bumper value of 9. If you touch the Atari Fuji symbol on the right, you will get 100 points, and another symbol will appear on the bottom of the screen. Rolling over this symbol 4 times on a single ball will turn the middle symbol on the bottom into an X, indicating that you have earned an extra ball after you lose the current one. On the left side of the screen is another rollover featuring numbers. Every rollover gets you 100 points and increases the number by 1. When it hits 9, the next rollover starts back at 1. When you lose a ball, you are given bonus points for every one of these rollovers, with a minimum of 1,000 points per rollover and a maximum of 4,000 points per rollover. A special target also appears in the lower middle of the screen for 4 seconds at a time. Every time you hit it, you get 1,000 points and the screen flashes. The score of the game also rolls over at 1,000,000 points, and that is the basic layout of Video Pinball. Graphically speaking, the game is very simple, with square bumpers and a square ball and targets that look like they were poured out of a box of Czech cereal. The sounds are also quite simple, but I thought they fit the game well, and naturally this is a family-friendly game, especially since you're playing this in the comfort of your own home and not at some unsavory location. At the time of my research on eBay, loose copies were selling for $4 a piece. Complete copies were selling for $7 to $13, and 1 new copy sold for $67. There was also a Sears Telegame variation of the game called Arcade Pinball. These were much harder to find, and only 1 loose one sold recently for $6, and all these prices include shipping. So what did I think of Video Pinball? This is a very basic, very simple, yet very addictive early 2600 game. When I bought a copy of it used as a kid, I enjoyed it, but I had no idea of the nudge feature since I never had the manual. But after finding out about the feature, it really opened up the game, and it's pretty much essential for getting a high score. As a matter of fact, I find myself relying on the nudge more than the flippers themselves, but I still have a lot of fun. Now, it's not perfect, the flippers are a little slow, and the controls can be touchy when using them, but in the end it comes down to fun, and I had a lot of fun with this game and can definitely see myself playing it again and again and again. So where am I going to rank it? Well, it's going to be pretty high, somewhere in the top 15. It's not going to make the top 10 since I like California games more, but I actually found it more addictive than Frogger at 11. 11. So out of the 117 games I've now ranked on 2600, Video Pinball is nudging into the 11th position. Video Pinball is both simple, primitive, and fun on the 2600. So what do you think of Video Pinball? Whether you agree or disagree with me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Also, feel free to click the like and subscribe buttons. And if you'd like to support the show, you can do so at Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/NoSirGamer for more information. You can also follow me both on Facebook and Twitter, and I'm a member of the Retro Junkies Network. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of The No Swear Gamer. Take care and be sure to enjoy Video Pinball at home and not at one of those unsavory places.